Hey, do you know Noah Friedman? Do you know who is 100% not going to win the Super Bowl this year?
The Green Bay
The
Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Let's go. It's the second. I'm working on a dynasty. That's my 11th straight Super Bowl victory, or it's going to be my 12th straight Super Bowl victory this year because the not Packers are going to win.
Can you believe, by the way, before we begin, 2-point conversion?
Welcome
episode
to the 2-point conversion
live.
Second live episode.
I don't think we've ever done a back-to-back episode.
Back to back, baby.
Which is what the Chiefs are trying to do if they had won the Super Bowl last year.
They didn't even make it.
Yeah, I know.
Dog,
it's a bad joke. I'm sorry. But
okay.
Can you believe Patrick Mahomes has made his fourth Super Bowl?
I can believe it because he's amazing.
Aaron Rodgers only made one Super Bowl.
And he's outdone himself. I mean, that's the thing about him is like, well, look, we're
gonna Super Bowl.
First, before we talk too much about these games, I want to introduce a very special guest who was supposed to come in yesterday, but things got in the way, which is fair. We're only a little mad at him, but not anymore.
No, we're not mad at him.
We're not mad at him. That's a joke.
He's all smiles right now.
No,
he's very excited to talk.
He's all smiles and he's very excited.
And I've only known him for 5 minutes.
Yes, and the thing is, he is, rightfully so. His team just made it back to the Super Bowl. By the way, his football merit, he played some football at the University of High School. Probably could have gone play some college ball, but he's also absolute Madden savant. And without any more stuff, here's Kalen King. Woo!
What's up, Kalen King?
How's it going, Kalen?
What it do, fellas? What it do, man? Chiefs got a dub.
Who don't want to say hi
top
to
of the Mount Everest right now, man.
Oh, you must be pretty hyped about it. So
Man,
yeah, that
Burrow
game
hit
was
what?
crazy.
Burrow
Oh,
hit
just said
what?
Oh yeah, Burrow had what? Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Burrow hit what?
Burrow had what? No, when Kelsey said that thing to the mayor, that went hard. Not even gonna lie, that was funny.
I feel like the mayor was clout chasing.
Oh well, the thing is, I was talking to Noah about this. It's just like, how dumb could you be? You're not affiliated with the team. You're affiliated with the city. And how dumb could you be to give Patrick Mahomes bulletin board material?
Hey, what they call it, poking the bear.
Poking the bear. Right.
Poking the bear.
Poking the bear. Yeah. Speaking of the bear, I just want to say shout out to my team. Still the worst team in the NFL. Very proud of that. So shout out to the Chicago Bears. But most importantly, shout out to the Eagles and the Chiefs getting back to the bowl today. Obviously, Eagles won Super Bowl 52. Chiefs won Super Bowl 54. And then, slight hiatus. And now we're going to, I guess you could kind of consider this the rubber game in a weird way. But I don't know.
Well, before you even proceed further, Kalen, how did you become a Chiefs fan to begin with? Where did the roots go back to?
Yeah, why don't you tell him?
Yeah.
Tell him, bandwagon ass.
Whoa. Come on now.
No, he knows it.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest for your show right here. I'm a born Missouri baby. I'm born in Missouri, man. I love the Rams. I love the greatest show on turf. I love Marshall Faulk playing as a former running back, playing for my little league in college. I mean, in high school and all that. I love Marshall Faulk. That's who I wanted to emulate. But Marshall Faulk and the Rams left. So as soon as they left in 2013, I started picking up with the Chiefs because that's the only team in my home city, in my home state. So we rocking with the Chiefs now. Forget the Rams. The Rams are in L.A. We let the L.A. fans root for the Rams, and we rocking with the Chiefs, baby. Let's go.
Honestly, I can't even be mad at that because it's like it just so happened at the time you started rooting for the Chiefs, they happened to get the best quarterback ever.
Exactly.
Just kind of a coincidence,
And it's crazy.
You rooted for the Rams so long when they were bad.
And it's crazy because my friend, when they drafted Pat Mahomes, the year they drafted Pat Mahomes, I was like, no, Alex Smith is our guy. We just went 11-5. We are the real deal. We got Kareem Hunt. We got Travis Kelce. We got Wesley. We got Tyreek Hill. Then they go and draft Pat Mahomes, a guy that's just a game changer, a guy that's he's just a franchise changer for real. Like,
we didn't know it at the time.
Go out and get wins. He's a dub winner.
Well, and also you mentioned 2013. That's the year that the Chiefs hired Andy Reid to be the head coach. I mean, all these events falling into place, and now look where we are. The Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl again for the first time in a couple of seasons, and in Patrick Mahomes' tenure, third time in 5 years. Like, that's crazy to think how great the Kansas City Chiefs have been. Like, they are the best franchise in the last decade, just in terms of wins, in terms of the way that they've exposed the game of football. Patrick Mahomes, what he did today with a high ankle sprain coming out,
He outdid
like,
himself. Today he outdid himself.
It's incredible. Imagine him being
Incredible.
100%, right?
Incredible. And it's crazy because you got to get all the credit to Andy Reid because Andy Reid did that same thing in Philly, and now he's doing that same thing in Kansas City. You got to watch when Pat Mahomes went out with the high ankle sprain last game when we played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chad Henne took us on a 90-yard drive, making plays and calling plays as comfortable for the quarterback. I knew that coming in this game, we'd be comfortable. Andy Reid called them plays as comfortable for Pat Mahomes to make them plays on that high ankle sprain, and we still get the job done.
You know, if the Chiefs win 2 weeks from today, Chad Henne, like he will have no doubt earned that ring because that's like, you know, that 99-yard drive was a game changer against the Jaguars.
You got to think about it. Chad Henne been doing it though. He earned this ring back in what was that 2020?
Well, no, that was when y'all lost to the. That was when y'all lost to the Bucs. Remember when the refs kind of screwed y'all over a bit against Brady?
Yeah, but he still came in and against the Browns and won us the game against the Browns when Pat Mahomes went down with the concussion.
Right. That was the year y'all lost the Super Bowl, though. But still, like, I mean,
he's been on the roster for all.
He's been on the roster for a long time.
Yep.
And success is everything.
Ow! I just pulled my rib.
Success is everything.
You're less hurt than Patrick Mahomes.
This is true. Yeah, if Mahomes could gut it out, I could gut it out.
Yes, you can.
But regardless, look, I mean, look, I think it's gonna be a really fun game. These two teams, obviously, they go way back. Andy Reid, needless to say, they coach each other. You know, like he coached the Eagles for a long time. Left, Eagles won a Super Bowl, and then he won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. And in addition to that, you know, you got the Kelce brothers. You got two Hall of Famers. You know, two of the best players of all time at their position, arguably. I'd say that about Jason. Kelce, you know, definitely has a real argument for GOAT tight end.
Travis, you mean?
Most definitely.
You said Kelce. You like emphasize Kelce.
Kelce, yeah, for some reason, yeah. Travis, thank you.
I'm just so happy for Mama Kelce. She's able to go to the same game.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't have to travel 7 hours to this game and then 4 hours to this game.
That's right. Yeah, she did that earlier in the season. That's a very, very good point. That she was in Philadelphia in the afternoon, and then she was in Kansas City at night for Sunday Night Football. I remember that. That was earlier in the season. I forget which week that was. Like week 3.
I know. I think
it was early.
Did she not do it for the playoffs last year when the Eagles lost to the Bucs?
I think
Maybe
so. She's been doing it for a minute now.
Also, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we have a Super Bowl between two black quarterbacks since Mahomes is mixed. So that's awesome. You know, that's very exciting.
I agree with that. There's a round of applause.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, you know, that's awesome.
And Elijah,
we love diversity.
What'd you say?
We love diversity.
Yes, we do. And
big diversity podcast.
I always try to remind Elijah Kalen the fact that we have now the first Super Bowl with two black quarterbacks, the first Super Bowl which featured two black head coaches, so happened to be Super Bowl 41.
Yep, where the Bears lost.
My Indianapolis Colts beat his Chicago Bears 29-17.
This is true. But Devin Hester ran back the opening kick, and that's all anyone remembers.
Honestly, it's very true.
But
that ain't what the coach remember though.
This is true. Yeah, but then Tony Dungy became the worst broadcaster of all time. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, and a homophobe.
We got much love to Tony Dungy and Peyton Manning. Everybody.
It's not personal.
Back in the day, for sure.
The thing is, the Super Bowl, like, as watching my team lose the Super Bowl, I had nothing against the Colts, right? Like, they just were doing their job. Like, it's not personal, like a rivalry, like this Mahomes Burrow rivalry, or like, you know, teams that we play every year. But I want to talk for a minute about, you know, your opponent in the Super Bowl, the Eagles, and their win against the 49ers.
38-7, mind you.
31-7.
31-7.
Right.
They beat the Giants 30.
They outscored their opponents. No, they beat the Giants.
Yes.
You said Jags, I think.
No, I did say Giants.
No, it was very quick.
It was.
But just that game was like, that might have been first of all, they've outscored their opponents in the playoffs this year, 69-14. Nice. Also, that might have been the worst football game I've ever seen. Like, that was just not a fun game.
Definitely not.
Pretty bad game, right? Like,
I cut it off third quarter. I think I want to say I cut it off third quarter.
What did you end up doing from the time that the third quarter was going on to the time that the Chiefs were on TV? What did you end up doing?
Just playing the game. Just trying to get ready for the Chiefs game. That's all.
Mindset.
I feel.
Getting ready. I feel like when Brock Purdy got hurt, and then I saw the Josh Johnson dude. He fell and he hit his head, and I immediately knew it was a concussion. So without a
Mhm.
quarterback, and then you go on the use check, and then Christian McCaffrey for quarterback, it's over. I mean, but still credit to the 49ers. They made it all the way to the NFC Championship with 4 different quarterbacks. Just give credit to Kyle Shanahan and that whole staff over there, just making it to the NFC Championship, beating the Cowboys and making it all the way there, 1 game away from the Super Bowl with 4 different quarterbacks. That's amazing. That's not a quarterback. That's a system over there.
So,
I
so
agree.
and,
I agree.
and while I do want to give Kyle Shanahan his flowers, you also have to maybe point blame to the front office of the San Francisco 49ers, because if you're coming into that game and you have Josh Johnson, who has been on, I think, up-teen amounts of
I think
NFL
he's got
teams,
14
and
teams
like
in his
14
career, something like that.
crazy number, who hadn't taken a snap all year. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's rehabbing from his injury. He was possibly going to be rumored to be back for Super Bowl 57 if the 49ers made it there. He probably wouldn't have played. But my point being, why didn't the 49ers go out and sign another quarterback? Usually teams carry 3 quarterbacks on their roster.
Yeah, why not? You know, Cam Newton probably not doing much.
Baker Mayfield was out there. The Rams just so happened to get the waiver.
The Rams got him first. That's the thing,
So, like, my point, though, is that if you're trying to prep for something like this, where your 3rd-string quarterback gets hurt, your 4th-string quarterback ends up getting a concussion, as Kalen alluded to, and then you have to fumble around and play Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, which I would have honestly enjoyed. I would have enjoyed like a wildcat kind of platoon.
Yeah, I don't see why
like,
even have Brock Purdy in there if he's not going to throw it.
He literally came in during the 2nd series of the 3rd quarter, and he ended up throwing 1 pass, which resulted in a 4th down. It was like very meaningless.
Well, he threw a couple like very short,
and then later in the half, he also threw a couple of passes as well.
Right.
So my point is, and like, totally agree with what you're saying, Kalen, but the fact that the 49ers were not prepared for not the inevitable, but just like that kind of situation where you're riding the magic hand of Brock Purdy and he got hurt on what turned out to be just a very seismic play. Like, I'm sorry. I like John Lynch a lot as a general manager and an executive, but for what he did, I'm kind of surprised.
Well, the thing is, most of the time, teams only roll with 2 quarterbacks. Like that's kind of the way they do it. And then there's 1 guy on the practice squad. So I can't.
There's nobody on the practice squad right now for the 49ers at quarterback. But I did confirm that.
Fair. But it's also like to an extent, I do understand why they only had Purdy and Johnson, because neither of them had gotten hurt until today. It just so happened that they both got injured. And the thing is, I want to bring it back to early in the game, because none of it would have happened if it wasn't for Devontae Smith making what looked like an absolutely incredible catch on 4th down to convert and set up a touchdown to put the Eagles up 7-0. But the reality is he dropped the ball. Like it did hit the ground. And if Kyle Shanahan challenges the play, that's a completely different ballgame. Like that.
But again,
he didn't.
We were texting.
Right.
He didn't challenge it because the Eagles were damn smart. Got to the line really quickly and snapped the ball.
Right. No, it was a smart play by the Eagles, and it was dumb by the Niners. Like, that's why we have challenges. I can't blame the refs for that. What were you saying, Kalen?
Legitly looking at the sequence, the 49ers scored a real touchdown. The Eagles never didn't score. It was supposed to be 7-0, 49ers wait. So I feel like the 49ers still played a good game. You can't really game plan for Brock Purdy going down and then Johnson going down.
Exactly.
That's the worst case scenario ever. So,
and I will give credit to the Eagles, because I mean, they've been great all season. They are probably the best team.
Number 1
in the NFC.
Number 1 in
sacks. About the NFL. But NFC for
I guess we'll see on Sunday in 2 weeks.
They're surely the best.
We'll definitely see. See, Evan.
But I will say today the Eagles got lucky. There's no way around it. Like, they got very fortunate. And I'm not taking anything away from that defense that played really well.
Yep.
They were the ones who got these quarterbacks out of the game. Ndamukong Suh with a great hit on Johnson. He concussed him, but still, really good.
It's
good
the
defense.
NFL.
It's the
You
NFL,
sign up
right?
for this.
Yep.
And it's to note that the D line for the Eagles is very stacked. If you got Ndamukong Suh, a Super Bowl champion, coming off on the 2nd string of the D line, you're really deep. You got Hassan Reddick with 11 sacks. You got Fletcher Cox probably about 8 sacks. You got all these guys just getting pressure on the quarterback. It's just so hard.
They finished the year with 70 sacks.
The regular
sacks. First in sacks, second behind the Chiefs.
Chiefs behind them, right?
Chiefs behind the Eagles with second.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That brings up a great point too, Kayla. I totally forgot that Ndamukong Suh was on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that beat your Chiefs. I mean, granted, this is the time when Ndamukong Suh can be like, "Hey, we've played these guys before. I can go in and give my defensive coaches a game plan on how to beat Patrick Mahomes because we've done it already. Sure, the offense is different from 2 years ago because no more Tyreek Hill, and obviously people were just overlooking that to begin
that's
the year.
Thing, though. The offense is very, very different.
It's so different,
And,
but it's the same guy.
But that's why I'm so ecstatic, though. No Tyreek Hill. They said we couldn't do it. Like, when you hear my voice, I don't have any voice right now. They said we couldn't do it. They said at the beginning of the season, they wrote us off Las Vegas. Russell Wilson with the Denver Broncos. The Chargers are a very good team. You got 3 good teams in the AFC. They wrote us off. No Tyreek Hill. Just one player from our roster missing. We got a whole new slate of defense with these corners. We played 8 rookies today on our defense out of 11. 8. All in the defensive backfield. Like, we 2 turnovers from 2 picks from Joe Burrow today. Joe Burrow don't throw picks. Joe Burrow is probably one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league right now. We found a way to get it done. L'Jarius Sneed go out in the first quarter. A big player, somebody that's excellent, probably the best DB on our team right now. We just found a way to get it done, man.
And I'll tell you right now, the biggest play in that game, well, really it's a sequence of plays in that AFC Championship, was the Chris Jones sack on 3rd down late in the game. After
Chris Jones was a beast today.
Monster.
Chris Jones was a monster today.
See you in Canton.
Best playoff game he ever played today.
He is punching his ticket, that's for sure.
Oh,
like
100%.
Best playoff game he ever played.
Yeah, no, he was lights out. That Bengals offensive line sucks too, but like, I mean,
they were without 3 of their 5
credit where
starters.
It's due still.
No,
Chris Jones is
absolutely. Like Kalen hit it right on the head. 8 rookies, a lot of them in the secondary. L'Jarius Sneed going out, just like one of those guys that's completely flying under the radar right now. And the way that the Chiefs were able to come out and game plan for Joe Burrow, it was kind of like in a basketball game. You have like the best player on the opposing team. It's like, oh yeah, you can get your points, whatever. Like T. Higgins got his flowers, Jamar Chase got his flowers, and the Bengals were able to claw back. They were terrible in the first half. They only scored 6 points in the first half.
Yeah,
zero yards in the first quarter.
First quarter. Yep. I was just about to allude to that. Like, just think about the turnaround. Like, and this is what happened in last year's AFC Championship game too. The Bengals started off pretty slowly, but they were able to claw their way back in, force overtime, and then get the game-winning field goal. Now karma has turned its head, and the Chiefs are the ones on top now.
And I want to say, like, it was really looking good, like smooth sailing for the Chiefs. They're up by a touchdown. They have the ball with the first down, and then Mahomes fumbled in the dumbest play I've ever seen him make, where the ball just slipped out of his hands.
He was eating a Butterfinger.
After that, the Bengals get the ball. The Chiefs force him to 4th down, 4th and 6. Bengals go for it, and Burrow is like, fuck it. Jamar Chase is down there somewhere. Beautiful pass down the middle of the field. Chase makes the play. And that's you told me at that point, like that made your heart drop. Like what was going through your mind when the Bengals tied the game there?
Man, that was horrible. I ain't gonna lie. That 4th down play, we got. I can't remember. I think it was Justin Watson manned up, but it looked like we was in a zone, in a cover 2 zone.
Yep.
And Justin Watson played underneath, and Cook played over the top. Cook being another rookie that we got from Cincinnati.
Yep.
I don't know. Jamar Chase is just one of them guys. He's just one of them guys that can go up and get a catch. Like
T. Higgins too.
I feel like that was the perfect defense. It was the perfect defense, but it was just the wrong result. 4th and 6, we got to make a play right there. We have to get them guys off the field. But Chase just being who he is, and Joe Burrow, the accuracy that he got, he just one of them. Like, and it was heartbreaking for me because I feel like that was a game-changing play right there.
Oh yeah. If the Bengals don't get that 4th down, then the game doesn't get nearly as close as it does.
But also what I want to note is you got to look at Kadarius Toney going down on that catch that he was supposed to score the touchdown on. Mahomes high pointed that perfectly. Kadarius Toney go down on the look, trying to coming back to the inside on the juke. He goes down. Mecole Hardman, he get hurt. Mecole Hardman, we ain't had him at 4 to 5 weeks. He goes down on another big hit because he doesn't have the weight on him that he used to have when he was playing. Then we got Juju Smith-Schuster go down with a knee injury. He can't play. So we out there playing with Marcus Kemp at the 1. Scott Moore at the 2, and we got Jody Fortson that just came off IR at the 3 playing receiver. He plays the tight end.
Valdez Scantling too, no?
Yeah, we have Valdez Skelly too, but Valdez
Yeah,
Skelly was the guy that was being honed in on, because
Oh,
Valdez
right.
Skelly was the only guy that could make a play. So Mahomes just really won that game with 2 to 3 third string, fourth string receivers.
Yeah, no, this season really, I feel like last year I would have I've had Patrick Mahomes in my top 10 quarterbacks of all time since before last season. But this season he really kind of entered his own dimension in some ways. Just given what he's done with all that turnover at the receiver position, like during games, especially this game. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Kelsey helps him out a lot, but like Kelsey's one guy. And by the way, shout out to him too for playing this game with a back injury. You know, tight ends get hit in the back all the time.
I thought that was Wolf. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was Wolf.
You thought it was Wolf?
Yeah, I thought that was just fake. I thought that was all just smoke and clouds, because just knowing the injury report of what we had going and who that we had out and who we had in, just throwing Travis Kelce in there, him being the number 1 scouting report option, just throwing him in there as a back spasm, that just kind of shake up Cincinnati defense, you know? They kind of like, okay.
I was telling you this.
He was
earlier today.
You did suggest that.
And obviously we can't downplay the fact that there's an injury report out there, right? But the fact that you have Mahomes, who's an obvious injury because of the high ankle sprain from last week. But you have Travis Kelce, and like people were saying, there were rumors that Travis Kelce might not be able to go today. He was activated about 3 hours before kickoff, and
that's a mind game.
It was definitely
100% correct.
They have plausible deniability about it, but it's also like
they didn't lie about it.
That is gamesmanship right there. That is like, that's
100%
really kind of genius move by Andy Reid and company there.
Good analytics.
Trav could have been having back issues 8 weeks ago. You feel me? But Trav gonna play every game. Trav is a baller.
You know who is also a baller on that team is Isaiah Pacheco.
Yep.
He runs so hard. I love watching him play.
Amazing. See, if we don't win a Super Bowl, amazing season by Pacheco, a 7th-round pick, somebody that's been looked upon 6, 7 rounds by 32 different teams, and to still get drafted by the Chiefs, amazing season. Amazing.
And to just put on the number 10.
I was gonna say.
After
I was
Tyreek
literally
Hill,
just gonna say that.
And I think first of all, I do think it makes him look faster, but it's like, but also it's like it is interesting because that's a lot to live up to. Tyreek Hill.
This the number 10 we know.
Oh yeah,
this the number 10 we know.
So it's a little more aqua nowadays, and he's a little bit farther south in his home state of Florida. So
and
we don't know.
I wonder if he's upset that the Chiefs are like. I'm sure he's upset to not be with them.
No, he's happy for his boys.
I do think he's happy for his friends.
I feel like Tyreek got paid, and I love him for that. I love he got his money. I love being able to.
And he's earned it.
Take care of their family and their kids and their moms and their
100%.
I love it. I'm all for it. But Tyreek made a mistake. He's at home right now.
Yep.
Mahomes is still finding a way to win without him. Marcus Kemp at receiver. Scott Moore, who's a rookie out of West Virginia.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Marcus Kemp until just now. So like
Marcus Kemp ain't been on the team since he dropped a pass back in 2018 or 2019, where he dropped a detrimental pass in the playoff. He ain't been on the team. He's a special team guy.
Damn. Well,
so elevate him to receiver and have him on the field as a guy that needs to catch a pass and need to win at one-on-one position. That's crazy. It's crazy.
They are really putting it together, Kansas City.
Just give Mahomes the MVP. Just give it to him.
Oh no, I think
he's going to win the MVP.
That I don't think. Like, I mean, some people might have argued for Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts also missed time.
Right, but in his missed time, he kind of proved why he was a candidate, just by virtue of the Eagles kind of playing badly.
They went 1-1.
Yeah, well, fair. But look, I'm also saying like he is it's Mahomes. Mahomes absolutely deserves it. He's deserved it. And to me, the most impressive play of the game was his touchdown pass on 3rd and 10 over the middle to Valdez Scantling. When, I mean, the pass rush got there pretty quickly. They swarmed him. And he just was, as he was getting sandwiched, just like flung it in there. Perfect pass right out of the outstretched arm of, I think it was Mike Hilton. And touchdown for the Chiefs. That put him up 20-13. That to me was the play of the game. And that's just like, that kind of shows that at this point, I'm not ready to call him the GOAT because he hasn't won the championships to be considered the GOAT. But I don't think we've ever had a better quarterback. I think he might be the best player to ever do it at the quarterback position.
And can I just say too, like we haven't talked about the end of this AFC Championship game in which Patrick Mahomes literally on a bum foot goes and runs for a first down and then also
Drew the penalty
from. I feel so bad for this dude, Joseph Ossai.
He had a great game.
Like, had a fantastic game, but literally Mahomes was out of bounds as he was scrambling for that first down. Ossai pushes him into the bench, gets called for an unnecessary roughness penalty that pushes the ball 15 yards into field goal range. At the time, if he had just gone out of bounds regularly and there was no penalty, the field goal would have been from about 54 yards, something along those lines.
I do think Butker probably would have made it, but it's still like.
But like Harrison Butker ends up kicking a 45, and it's like, you know what they say about field goal kickers who are good, who can go within 50 yards.
It's automatic.
Like, it's pretty automatic, and that was a purely perfect kick, right, Kalen? Like,
I just feel like that was amazing because that was just it was a mistake by Cincinnati. Cincinnati, you should have never hit Pat Mahomes outside the inbounds.
Right.
Side territory, whatever you want to call it. Because you got to know Pat Mahomes already he's 75%. So you got him limping to the sideline. Then you want to take a free shot at him just to make him feel it. It's the game on the line right now. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And dude played a great game. The linebacker, he played a great game. But for him to go and do that cancel out everything that you ever did in the game. It doesn't matter anymore.
And in addition to that, he also tripped after doing that, and he injured himself. So it was like just an absolute mess for that player.
Literally insult to injury.
Yeah, like.
But as
a
Chiefs fan, though, you gotta like we got a game winning field goal, but we kind of sit back and kind of look at it. Because Harrison Butker, because he done had a decent year. He ain't really been what he's been. Like Harrison Butker, when we talk about Harrison Butker, he's next up to Justin Tucker. Like he's automatic. You feel me? Like he's not supposed to miss nothing.
Yep. No, I mentioned that earlier.
You're literally telepathically communicating what I've told Elijah all day.
Yeah. But with the injuries, the injuries and all he's been went through, and then Tommy Towns and them having bad chemistry issues on the hose and all that, he's been missing. So just for him to come in and then go 3 for 3 this game is just perfect for me. Like it's what I want to see. Him handling his business. All you gotta do is come out and kick the ball.
Yep. And I mean, he's going into the Super Bowl with a lot of confidence now for sure. That's going to be, that was definitely a signature win just for this whole Kansas City Chiefs regime.
And like, how good, Kalen, does it feel? You're the AFC champion. What does the AFC champions get? They always get the Lamar Hunt Trophy, which is named after the former owner, now passing it along to his son, Clark Hunt. I mean, it's just a great testament to.
It does mean a little
Kansas
more
City's
to the Chiefs, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
Just like the Hallis Trophy means more to us if we would ever get it, which we will.
Haven't since 2006.
I haven't seen the trophy celebration, but I'm definitely gonna watch it after this show.
Oh, definitely watch it. You'll love.
Did you turn the game off after it hit double zeros? You didn't watch the celebration?
You got to watch it because you got to see what Kelsey says.
This for the podcast, but I was watching it on stream, so.
Right.
You know how I go.
No, I know. I get you.
We've got Travis Kelce saying a few great quotes that you're gonna want to like put on, on the walls of your house.
You might get them tattooed.
I reposted them. I saw them on Instagram. Burrowhead, what? Come on, man. Burrowhead, it's just crazy though. It's just crazy though that they doing all that talking. They won, I think, 1 or 2 at Arrowhead so far. But I'm saying all these games that y'all done played us in, we didn't been beating y'all last 24-3, 21-3, 17 or 18-3. We winning these games, and y'all coming back. Just be humble, Cincinnati, that we allowing y'all to come back against us. Because we the Chiefs.
Foolish. It's foolish to give Mahomes any bulletin board material. It's just like you're like we said, it's poking the bear. Absolutely poking the bear. He should have been a bear.
And it's crazy the narrative that the Chiefs, you know how the Chiefs get a lead, it's over. Now, but when we play Cincinnati, we vulnerable. We vulnerable now against Cincinnati.
I want to say real quick, Joe Burrow didn't have his best game, but I still think he's very clearly the second best quarterback in the NFL right now.
I think Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the league. I'm gonna piggyback off you on that. I think he is the second best in the league, but I feel like Joe Burrow is a mistake-free quarterback. And Steve Spagnuolo made him make mistakes tonight.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
and another one of those secondary players that you were alluding to, Kalen, Brian Cook, that tip drill that led to the interception, the second
Amazing.
interception, I believe.
Well, that was an arm punt because that was on third down.
But it was still sick.
Great play. Don't get me wrong.
Amazing. Amazing.
And it was an arm punt,
And
but like
also, I want to criticize Zach Taylor real quick. I think he's a good coach, but like Bengals had a 2nd and 3, and they throw it twice in a row when Joe Mixon got them to 2nd and 3 on the ground. Bengals probably should have run the ball a little bit more towards the end.
And he also wasn't even in the last game that they played on December 4th.
That's what I feel. I feel like most teams were missing the running game. I think you had Pacheco for like 13 carries for like 40 or 50 some yards, and then you had Mixon for like.
The Bengals were doing a good job against the run for the most part.
Yeah, Pacheco only ran for 26 yards in this game. Like, really good point. Dude's usually like an 85, 90-yard guy.
I feel like both teams should have ran the ball more.
Agreed. That's
like
always
the
Andy Reid's downfall.
The Eagles are going to come out. The Eagles' game plan is to try to attack the line of scrimmage against the Chiefs. They're going to try to win the run game. That's going to be their MO.
I don't really know. Like, these teams, I'm going to have to like look at a lot of film because these teams, it's going to be just a lot of interesting matchups. Lane Johnson and Kelsey obviously going up against Frank Clark and
Chris
Chris Jones, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
But it's funny too because the Eagles today against the 49ers really didn't run the ball as much as they should have. They usually run the ball a ton more and usually get a lot more. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell last game.
They were getting a lot of penalties.
Also true.
That's how they were moving the ball.
Yeah, like the officiating today was very suspect.
This is an understatement. Yeah,
I feel like the Eagles' run game was a little shaky today. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was like
a little bit.
Another good bulletin board material performance for Steve Spagnuolo, who, by the way, was in that NFC East division when he was the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants. Not to say that he obviously knows the players from the Eagles today, but
right.
I don't know. There's got to be some familiarity. There's probably at least one Eagles coach on that staff.
There's got to be. Yeah, I mean,
I don't
know. There's probably.
It's a rabbit hole.
We'll have to do some deep digging for that. We'll have to do some deep digging. But yeah, no. My main takeaway from this Sunday was, first of all, I mean, the Eagles, while they got lucky today, they are the best team in the NFC, and like they're representing the conference in the Super Bowl.
Yes, they do.
And the second thing I learned today is like, I think Mahomes is at the point where there's never going to be a reason to bet against him. Like the Chiefs will, going forward, they should be the favorite in every game they play because
best quarterback in the league.
They got Michael Jordan as quarterback, which is that kind of sets them apart. So I am excited about the Super Bowl. Two very fun teams, and it's going to be really good.
Can I also just touch on the fact that the 49ers, after Brock Purdy's injury, just uncharacteristic mistakes. There were penalties left and right. The composure was lost completely just when the game was not even close. Trent Williams, by the way, would fight the entire city of Philadelphia, and he'd probably win because that dude is just massive.
He is a big man.
Like he down that DB, the number 42, I don't know his name, but threw him down, pretty much started that brouhaha, got ejected. Like, I mean, the 49ers just looked all out of sorts. Kyle Shanahan was really frustrated on the sideline. He is probably like the best head coach ever to never win the big game, regardless if it's the Super Bowl, NFC Championship.
Right. Yeah, well, he made the Super Bowl, but right.
He has. He's made the Super Bowl multiple times.
And I can honestly, the thing is, I will say about the two teams that lost today, the Niners, I think they'll be keeping everyone, and they don't really have like a problem at quarterback.
They have a good problem at quarterback.
They have a good quarterback problem where, if they keep rolling with Jimmy, he's he's capable.
He's in a contract year now, though. So,
right, so they won't.
So we'll see. I mean, they signed him to a 1-year extension to basically be a mentor to Trey Lance.
Yep.
But Trey Lance is still there. The 49ers gave up the house to get him.
They could trade Trey Lance. They could work with Purdy. We don't know what the Niners will do, and we don't know. And the Bengals are in a good position as well. But what we do know is these two teams will be back, and I could see them, making a better push for the Super Bowl next season.
Can I just say too? I went 0 for 2 in picks. I mean, that's one thing.
I went 1 for 1.
Number 2,
I'm 5 for my last one though, or 5 for my last 6.
The Bengals coming into this game against Kansas City, they were on a 10-game winning streak. The 49ers, dating back to the regular season, were on a 12-game winning streak. I decided that they would continue that momentum for one more game and go to the Super Bowl, and I was wrong. So I'm eating my words. And I apologize to the fans of Chiefs Kingdom, which include Kalen King and I apologize to
Eagle Nation.
Fly Eagles Fly, which
Fly Eagles
is
Fly, is that
Noah
what they're-
Gross and Oren Grebberg, who were on our show last
No,
week.
I'm not apologizing for being wrong.
I apologize.
I'm not apologizing for being wrong. Look, I did not know Mahomes was gonna be able to do that with a high ankle sprain. Everything I've heard about high ankle sprains is that they're the worst injuries you could possibly get. So like, or not that you could possibly get. That's a massive exaggeration. But everything I've heard about just the high ankle sprain in general is that like playing on them is like very, very detrimental. And Mahomes clearly is just Batman or Superman or whatever you want to call him.
He's a
Chiefs
superhero.
Kingdom. Yeah, that's but yeah, I'm not gonna apologize for being wrong. Also, Joe Burrow has never given me a reason to bet against him. But at the same time, I mean, just shout out KC and Spagnuolo.
Well, and we get the 2 number 1 seeds, and I believe that's the first time or the second time in the last 3 Super Bowls that we get the number 1 seeds.
When was the last time?
I think
Bucks?
no.
No.
Bucks.
No, Bucks weren't the one.
Were they not the one?
No, they were because they went.
Oh, because they went to Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's true. So then
because
was
Green
it?
Bay lost?
It's Green Bay did lose.
Let's see.
My bad. My bad.
What?
I had to switch hats mid show because we going to the Super Bowl, man.
Oh, I love it.
We going
Love
to the
it.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
We
gotta
are
rep.
going
You
to
gotta rep.
the bowl.
You're going to the bowl.
I love that swag, dude.
That is actually like he's
We
rocking.
are going to the bowl, man.
Who was it? It was
49ers
was
Chiefs.
it Patriots Eagles?
No, 49ers Chiefs.
No, Niners were 2 seeds. They were both 2 seeds. Remember the Ravens were the 1 seed that year.
Oh my
I think it was Eagles.
I need to fact check.
Yeah, you got to fact check, bro. I think it was Eagles. I think it was the Eagles and the Patriots.
We are going to the bowl.
Not to pick. But either way, yes,
You're probably right.
Kansas City's going to the bowl. It's gonna be great. We're not gonna do our predictions now, but we'd love to have you on, Kayla, when we do our predictions.
Predictions is Chiefs win.
You just
fair
spoiled
enough.
your prediction.
Spoiler.
But we
alert.
also knew where you were going with it.
I bet he gets on the show and is like,
Hey.
I think the Eagles are gonna pull it out. I just don't think we're ready.
I'm
for
1
them.
billion times biased. Chiefs win.
You're not being biased because the Chiefs are a very good team.
I will say my way too early prediction is that the Chiefs will win, but I'm not.
You did say they should be favored in every game they play.
I do think they should be favored. I'm not
gonna-
sure if I'm going to roll with that just yet. I want to wait until we get at least 2 weeks. Really, it should be next week. Why do they do 2 fucking weeks
Well,
for the Super Bowl?
because
I'm gonna be realistic here though. I watched both games today,
Mhm.
and I feel like Jalen Hurts. It come down to if can he make those throws with the timing and everything on point. Like Jalen Hurts got to be on point for the Super Bowl. It's gonna come down to Jalen Hurts against Pat Mahomes. Who gonna have a better game? I feel like Pat Mahomes is already gifted the better game because Jalen Hurts is a better runner than a better passer. But it depends on the Chiefs' defense. Can the defense stop that run? If we can stop the run and make Jalen Hurts throw, Jalen Hurts is going to be inaccurate because Jalen Hurts is not the best passer. He's a better runner.
I will say that it is easier said than done because that Eagles run game is just lethal.
Definitely.
Just really, really good run game.
Jalen
today
Hurts,
came
Lane
out-
Johnson,
Oh,
all those
perfect.
guys are a beast.
Yep.
But we're gonna
Cassie-
have to monitor Landon Dickerson. Their
He'll be fine.
their
Working on it.
tackle?
He'll play.
he'll play, but he
Would
was
he
hobbled
be
last game and-
100%? That's the question.
That is the
exactly, and
Yeah.
exactly what you said, Kaylin, just about the fact that Jalen Hurts is a very good runner, but he's not the best passer. Patrick Mahomes right now is not 100%. We're going to have to see how these 2 weeks play out in terms of him getting back to, I guess, as close to 100% as he can be.
But
So-
what I can say, I like Pat Mahomes in the pocket. I love him. First in touchdowns this season again in the pocket. He's throwing the most touchdowns in the pocket right now.
I think that when he starts to
I love
improvise, people don't realize that often that's when things go wrong. Although it's also when things go amazingly well. But yeah, no, he's better in the pocket than people give him credit for.
And I think if you look at like the way Brady played, Brady's a check down artist. Like Pat Mahomes is just every time he plays, he's looking for the 20-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard, 50-yard play. He's not looking for the check downs. So this game on that bad ankle, he was checked down in this game. You got Pacheco going for a 5-yard catch and then taking it for 12 yards. You got Valdez Scantling going for 5 yards, taking it for a first down. You got all these guys going. Mahomes need to make the check down. Forget the deep plays. Make the check downs and make the correct throws. And Mahomes is solid.
And that's
feel
the thing. Like I noticed today, even it's like it's not a bad thing to dump it off to Pacheco because
not.
getting the ball in Pacheco's hands is usually good. He had that huge run where the Bengals just like straight up missed the tackle on him, and he made it. I think he got that down to the 40, 35-yard line.
First down.
Yeah,
First
no,
down.
huge play. Like the good things happen when the ball is in his hands.
That's called yuck.
I could see a scenario where the
Get
Eagles
it
win
to your
the Super Bowl.
playmakers.
I mean, I could see this a scenario where the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and the MVP is Pacheco.
And I feel
Because
like
I think that
I
he'll
feel like-
need to have a big game.
When's the
again.
last
I
rookie?
feel like
who won
Mahomes
the
got it
Super
to
Bowl?
his playmakers, but he
Yeah.
didn't have enough playmakers today. We only had
Right.
MVS as the biggest playmaker that we can make today, and he
you
still
think
got the
Juju will be
ball out
back?
to the playmaker. I mean, Travis is gonna be double team every play. Travis is
Pretty much.
you just cancel Travis out every play because he's gonna be double team. There's
Well,
no
you
doubt
can't, you
about it.
can't cancel him out entirely. That's the thing.
He's
hard
gonna
to
be double team every play. If you're playing smart defense and you're playing realistic defense, you're double teaming Travis Kelce every day. You got MVS and you got Sky Moore and you got Marcus Kemp on the outside. It's
Oh, by
no
the way,
question
Sky
about it.
Moore. About Sky Moore, that his punt return might have been, that was the turning point in some ways. At the end of the
Yes, it
game?
was. I loved it. I loved
Good
it.
field position.
Like if it wasn't for that, if the Bengals had better coverage there, we probably go to overtime, and who knows what happens in overtime.
But to
no,
go
that
back,
great play.
Sky Moore has been benched on the punt returns and the kick returns because he can't fumble the ball. He can't catch the ball. So for
Right,
him
right.
to do that and go get yards like that and advance us for the game-winning kick field goal, it's amazing. It's amazing. This is the rookies developing, and the rookie you gotta give credit to Watson too, because Watson got a pick.
Oh yeah,
They try-
Second pick in as many weeks.
Yeah,
And-
Watson got a pick, and then you remember on the goal line play where they try to go to, I think it was Higgins or Chase. They tried to throw him a fade, but Watson smacked the ball. He made great plays.
a great play. Yeah, and that would have been that made a difference at halftime. Could have been 13-10. Said it was 13-6, and that's massive difference. Obviously, like every yard, every point counts. Also, Sky Moore, I remember he was making those mistakes. It was against your Colts week 3 when he
Fumbled the
punt.
ball. Fumbled the
He
ball.
lost to the Colts, which
Yeah.
was easily one of the most shocking games of the season.
A game
that y'all
we
won.
should have won. It's all about mistakes, though.
Well,
Yeah.
and Kaylin, you brought up a good point too about, and then now I'm realizing this, the fact that Andy Reid has entrusted a rookie kick returner and a rookie punt returner, like
Mhm.
in very critical positions. People always overlook special teams, right?
Mhm.
They always do. And the fact that they're able to get Isaiah Pacheco, who's also the starting running back, get him his reps in getting those kickoff returns, and then also Sky Moore, as you mentioned, coming back from the ashes after making his mistakes. This is what I love about Andy Reid. He is a player's coach. He's always been a player's coach, and he
Yep.
always gets his message across, and he does it in such a humble way that no one worries about him.
Yeah,
He's
and I
not.
feel like
He's not even
not-
up
in
for
addition
coach
to
of the
that-
year, though. He's not even up for coach of the year, though.
No, he's not. And
Crazy.
there's so many candidates.
Crazy.
That-
that's
like,
no
LeBron
Tyreek.
fatigue.
You minus Tyreek Hill, and you still get to the AFC Championship, and he's not even up for coach of the year. Like what?
I wonder who. I mean, look, who Dabble. What Dabble did with Daniel Jones. Dable,
Dable,
thank you. I always get that wrong. What Dable did. I just have dabs on the mind. No, just kidding, Mom.
You want to daps?
No, but what Dable did with Daniel Jones this year, like that's pretty impressive.
Making
I
something
can't
out of
lie.
nothing?
I can't lie.
Very impressive. But I'm saying when you minus Tyreek Hill is the best receiver outside of a possession catch. Like you got Justin Jefferson, you got Chase, you got Diggs, you got
Devontae Adams.
You got all guys that can make possession catches. But outside of them one-on-one catches, Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the league. He's going to get separation. He's going to get the ball. He's going to take the ball for 40, 50 yards if at the catch. You minus him, and you leave is Travis Kelce. Come on now. That's MVP caliber offense right there.
Oh yeah.
That's MVP caliber play calling right there.
And
You got
the thing is-
Bowden and Scanley looking good. You got Juju Smith-Schuster looking good. You got Kadarius Toney looking good in the plays that he make. You got Miko Harmon looking good, the plays he can make. Like, come on, it's MVP caliber football.
Right, and it's also like it's MVP caliber football in, I'd argue the tougher conference. The AFC is definitely tougher. 2 really good games against the
And
Chargers.
Tyreek Hill is the best player in football, in wide receiver at football. Period.
You think he's the best in football?
Period.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I think
it's a rabbit hole discussion.
I think I think Devontae Adams has a case still.
He do. But
I think Hopkins is still very underrated.
Kalen's dying on this hill.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's dying on this.
I don't know.
Tyreek is the best player in football. Period. Besides
best
Pat
player?
Mahomes.
Okay, all right.
But
he's not-
besides Pat Mahomes, Tyreek is the best player in football.
I don't know about that, man.
This is turning into undisputed.
That's fair. I think
Period.
Scam. I think Jamar Chase would want to have a word about that.
Jamar Chase in the playoffs, but what about him in the regular season?
No, he got hurt. He got hurt this year. To be
He
fair,
did. He missed 8 weeks.
Yeah,
fair.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
But that ain't on us though.
right? No, that's fair. Look,
That's not on the
Tyreek
kids.
Hill. Don't get me wrong. He's pretty amazing.
What did
he's
Tyreek do for Miami? Tyreek opened the whole offense up for Miami. Look at Jalen Waddle, just the season Jalen Waddle had. That's all strictly on Tyreek.
Well, look, Waddle had a great rookie season too. Let's not take away from Waddle. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. Hill, I think definitely top 2 receiver in the league. I mean, at least top 3. But Waddle, like he's a very good receiver too. Like I think he'd be good either way. However,
Amazing.
yes, he did. Like Miami hadn't been to the playoffs in a very long time. I seem to remember
2016 or 2018.
2016, 18, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I guess
They limped into the playoffs too.
they did limp into the playoffs. But
They were
but
also on
so
their
good.
third-string quarterback.
But the reason why they got there is Hill. I think that's a fair point to make. Like
He
Hill's
made the team
definitely
better.
He's definitely the Dolphins MVP.
Well, and Mike McDaniel coming in and making his presence felt, and
Amazing.
Tua Tagovailoa just taking that next step in year 3. Like
Vaping on the sideline.
Amazing. All amazing. I think
Yeah.
Tua had a good season. I feel like Waddle had a good season. Gesicki had a good season. Mostert had a good season. Tyreek had a good season. The whole team had a good season, but it's just about Tua being available to play.
it's
Yeah,
true.
that's
We,
true.
we focus on his health now
I'm a
more
little-
days
I'm a
than
little-
anything.
A little concerned about Tua.
I am too.
Hope he
Yeah,
Get that
football is a
today.
dangerous game. It's very dangerous.
Because we were criticizing his actual play on the field and the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick had to fill in for him multiple times last year, and
2
now
years ago.
we're 2
Teddy
years ago,
Bridgewater.
and now we're just worried about his overall health because
Right.
of how many concussions he's sustained.
Right, and how they're kind of negligent about it in Miami. I think they need to, kind of revamp that training staff a little bit because
Football's a dangerous sport.
it's true. It's true. And look, I'm one of those people that's like, look, if someone's concussed but wants to go back in the game, free country, right? But hey, KC, that's right. KC's going to the KC. You're going to the bowl, Kalen.
2 weeks from today, possible Super Bowl 57 champions. Like, think about that. It's
I
so close.
cried tears of joy, man. I just feel like we weren't supposed to be here. They said Tyreek. They said a whole bunch of different narratives and this and that. We made it to the bowl.
I
We did what
can't
we
be,
supposed to do.
and I on it. Like I can't be mad. Just like I can't be mad at Mahomes going to another bowl. Like I like he's gonna get a few in his career, and he might end up getting one in 2 weeks. But that's something we'll preview the game more in detail in a later episode.
Wrap the bow on it.
We might, we could, I think
Mahomes,
we'll preview the game once we hear more about like injury reports and whatnot.
Mahomes is not 100%, but I feel like he got to win 2 or 3 before he's done and said and done. He can't. If he loses this one, he can't lose another one. He can't.
Well, look, if he keeps getting there and he loses a few of them, I can't get mad at him for getting there so much. Like it's one of those things where he should win. Like he should win them, but like if he loses a couple Super Bowls and wins a couple Super Bowls, that's still winning a couple Super Bowls, right?
Well, yeah, but it'd just be nice because you have like all the great quarterbacks. Tom Brady is over 500 in Super Bowls. Joe Montana is over 500 in Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes has now made as many Super Bowls as Peyton Manning has.
That's great.
Chase
No,
is
yes.
crazy.
Oh no, yes, you're right.
He
Yes,
has because
Yep,
Peyton
he's
Manning
great.
did. He won 2 and lost 1.
yes.
So
It's
Yep.
all about greatness. We gotta go 2 and 2.
No, Manning made 4.
Yeah,
oh,
4.
you're right. He did go 2.
He
and
made
4.
4. Remember,
Yeah.
43-8.
Yeah, he got ballooned.
He got ballooned.
That's the 4th Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, he's no. I think Mahomes has made his 3rd now, right? Because he
Yes.
made
He lost in 55 and won.
And by the way, even Super Bowl 55 when they
Oh,
lost,
yeah. 3 Super Bowls.
he still made some of the craziest plays I've ever seen in that game, and they were incomplete passes. I don't know if you remember, he was like running around, darting around like it was Madden. He was just like slinging it sidearmed as he was diving, hitting guys in the helmet, and they just weren't catching the ball.
He also had one of the nicest touchdowns on the year this season in Tampa Bay, when he had that like little spin move and then the
Oh,
little
yeah.
whoop-de-whoop, like
The
that
little pirouette.
little pirouette fade away.
All I know is the Chiefs are gonna have some. They're gonna reach into the bag of tricks for this game.
As a Chiefs fan, we don't want to look at the past. We looking at the future.
No, I feel it,
We
man.
looking
The
at the
Chiefs are
future.
great. Two weeks from now, it's gonna be great.
Didn't even touch
got-
on the fact that the Chiefs got the house from that Tyreek Hill trade either.
We got
So,
Nick Sirianni. We got
They
Jalen.
got so
Jalen
much
Hurts,
draft capital.
AJ Brown. We got the Eagles. We need to focus on the Eagles.
That's the one thing I would be concerned about is how your secondary matches up with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
And
I
Dallas
feel-
Goedert.
I feel like if you look at the tape today, we're gonna do a good job. How many yards did Chase have tonight?
A lot, but not
A
enough.
lot.
That's a great question.
Let me check. Bengals.
Did he have over 70 yards? Google it for me.
Let's see. I don't think he had over.
I don't think he had over
He
75
had 75. He had 75 yards.
75
Yep.
for how many catches?
6. He and Higgins both had 6
That's
catches
popping
for
up.
over 70 yards.
Who was the receiving leader?
Receiving
T.
leader was
Higgins,
Higgins with 83 yards.
and a touchdown.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
But also, really, the big problem is reason I think the Bengals' big problem is their running backs. They ran the ball 17 total times.
Joe Burrow was the leading rusher.
You got to have a little more balance than that. Even the Chiefs, who weren't running the ball well, at least they committed to it a little bit more. Well, not really, but like they got away with it.
So
Yeah, they should. Both
Jalen
teams.
talked about it. The
Right.
running game factor tonight for both teams was not apparent.
I do think against
At
the
all.
Eagles, you have to run the ball to win. That's one thing I will say. Like they are the best pass defense in the NFL,
Mhm.
at least statistically.
Well, you got
Middling run defense.
Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox,
Chauncey
Chauncey
Gardner-Johnson.
Gardner-Johnson, CJ Gardner-Johnson.
They're also Eagles are the most. They're very healthy too. That's
Yeah.
the scary thing. They
Yeah,
are.
they don't have-
Obviously they lost Jalen for a little bit, but like they are a healthy team.
He's back. Well, I thought today what was weird was the Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown where they literally went in like not victory formation, but they went in like a
Oh
quarterback.
no, they
sneak.
have a very specific sneak thing.
Yeah,
And it
that
works.
was weird.
They've been doing it, and it's been successful for them. But yeah, no, I'm just excited for next Sunday.
Nope,
Not next Sunday, the following Sunday.
There you go.
I am excited for the Pro Bowl though. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm not.
We could do a Pro Bowl show.
Hey man, forget the Pro Bowl, man.
Thank
man.
you.
Hey man,
Hey.
they're doing a water balloon toss.
I want to be
Water balloon toss
PG-13.
gets
I want
intense,
to be
dude.
I want to be PG-13, but forget the Super Bowl. Forget the Pro Bowl.
Fair enough. Fuck the Pro Bowl.
Well, no, not
Fuck
that.
the Pro Bowl.
No, but also the fact that the Pro Bowl was played after the Super Bowl way back when.
Oh, dude,
That's
I
what
missed
it
that.
should have.
That's
been.
what it should be because
it
then
should
we get
also-
Mahomes
And it should have been in Hawaii.
Wait, is Justin Fields? You think he's gonna get a bid now that that Hurts is in the Super Bowl? If he's the replacement,
I mean,
Or
what
no.
for the flag football game
Yeah,
that they're
dude.
playing? That's going to be. So
I want him to go so he gets to hang out with some really good players. And, can pick the brain a bit.
mingle.
Yeah, it's
Tell the
important to
front
mingle.
office executives to trade the first overall pick.
Yeah, I hope so, man. But they will. The Bears will trade.
They
the first
should.
pick, but no, I'm excited for the Pro Bowl. I like the Pro Bowl. They're doing a water balloon toss. Dude. We love water balloon toss.
I will be busy.
This
I will
is
be busy with Super Bowl prep,
this
so
is
I will not be
a
able to watch.
this is a very water balloon toss friendly podcast.
I mean, I do like water balloon tosses.
This is just that's what we do.
That is fun.
Anyway, I think we pretty much we recapped the games pretty well.
Did we squeeze all the juice out of the orange?
I think we squeezed all the orange out of the juice.
Hey man, 2 weeks from now, Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl, the best team in the league. Fuck the NFC, fuck the AFC, the best team in the NFL. This is to decide who is the top dog in the NFL. We got
Yep.
all these teams talking. We got everybody chirping it from this side and this side. But February 12th is going to be the deciding factor of who the best in the league. You got the NFC Eagles. You got the AFC Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fucking showdown.
Yeah, you got the Chiefs going for the third.
Third in 5 years.
The third
Third
total Super Bowl.
Third Super Bowl.
The third championship. No, the third championship in ever. It's their third Super Bowl appearance in 5 years. If they win, it'll be their third championship.
Right.
It'll be the Eagles' second championship. And really, the more I think about it, the more I'm happy because it's kind of vindicates what these franchises have been doing because they each recently won their first, and now it's like one of them is going to get that second, and I think that's very important. And I think most importantly is what This is Patrick Mahomes today.
Guys,
That's him. That's our guy. Who do you think you are? I still don't understand why he said that.
It's the best.
It's so good. That's so good.
hey, you asked me. Patrick Mahomes get the job done, baby.
No, yeah, you know it. I hear you got the Madden rolling. We gotta get back on that sometime. Pretty soon. Once I get the new sticks.
Hey, I got the Madden rolling. I got all the Eagles fans on my line right now. We gonna simulate the whole fucking Super Bowl this week and next week too. All the way to February 12th, we gonna simulate the Super Bowl.
Let me know who wins because, I think that I'll take that into account when we do our predictions.
You're gonna be influenced by that?
A little bit. Hey.
Oh, we gotta get us one in. We gotta get us one in. You gotta get the
Eagles.
I gotta get the Chiefs. We gotta get us one in.
We'll get one in. I'll be the Eagles and we'll make it happen. But it has to be on the old console.
Oh, for sure. I got both ready for you.
Good man. Yeah, I'll probably upgrade soon enough. But anyway, this has been fun, Kalen. Glad we finally got you on the show, man.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
Hey, y'all gonna have me on in 2 weeks when the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, you know it, and we'll definitely have you on for the preview too. It'll be a lot of fun.
Most definitely. I'll be here and I'll be back, baby.
We'll get some good trash talk going between you and our Eagle friends. But until then, you wanna close it out?
Yeah. Thanks for watching the Jew Point conversion once again. We've had one viewer this entire time, so thanks to whichever viewer that is,
and whoever else trickled in.
Yeah, there's another viewer trickled in there too.
Right.
This was fun. Izalonki on Twitter. Kalen, you got some social media you want to throw out there for anybody?
King Luck 314 on Twitter. King Luck 314 on Instagram. I don't know what my Twitter is. Get at me. I'm out here.
There you go. I'm Noah Friedman _ on Twitter, and you can find our show anywhere you get your podcast.
Also, listen to Chicago Clubhouse Network Thursday nights and Tuesday nights. We got Easy Does It, my other podcast, and we interview some NFL players. It's been fun. Championship Sunday, great day. And shalom. We'll leave you with a little bit of where is it? There it is.
I think I'm full of crap. I have to be just like some idiot who's full of crap. Please show up in the comments and tell me how I'm full of crap because I genuinely want to know because I have to be, right?